Same goes for Team Property, who were formerly Elite and then formerly Property once before. Yeah. So they're back. Berg is back, who was, I believe, the player that got replaced when Devil Walk came in. And then Zenda and Twist, longtime members. And we've got the Bosnians coming in. Benji. Or is it just Benji? I thought Kaboom was. Oh, no. Kaboom here is from Sweden as well. So, all right. Berg, I guess, is standing in because Dumas, I think, was the other Bosnian that you would have expected here.
Yeah, Dumas, yeah. It was on HLTV that they're expecting him to play, so I'm not sure what happened there. We did have a last-minute replacement in the last game that we casted as well, though. In fact, the first game we cast, which was LDLC. So who knows? Maybe there's been problems here and there. Kaboom, though, is going to open up the first frag of this entire best of one. We'll let it just rush straight through onto the site. Lands their headshot onto Twist, and it's a pretty important frag as well. It does open up things nicely. But that bomb has been dropped towards mid, so they're not going to get that bomb down anytime soon. And in doing so, they're leaving Bondik by himself on that site for a few moments. So here comes the cavalry with the bomb as well. And they do have the player advantage, but it's going to be Zen holding him up from quad. He's looking for a second frag, traveling through the smoke. It is going to be Markov there, who just about darts across, and Blade comes in to seal the deal. 3 on 2. FlipSid will get that bomb planted.
Well, a bit of an awkward take onto that site. FlipSid had a cool pop flash in mind, but it actually flashed the terrace mark on the CTA quad, and now Berg going in. And who else but World Edit? He opened up the round by storming out onto that A site. He closes out as well, surviving on 3 HP, so FlipSid will take that first round. Let's see what Property want to do. I can only expect the force buy with the Eagles and 5-7s, and that's exactly what is happening.
Yes, with Kevlar. They do have a grenade and smoke on Kaboom, so let's see if they try maybe pushing through mid, which isn't unheard of on these pistol rounds, but in actual fact, it's just going to be a standard setup. Not going for anything too crazy, hoping and praying that the Deagles are going to be more than good enough. Dab cost has been dropped to 66 in the meanwhile. So not a terrible start from the CTs.
Yeah, I guess the standard setup with Deagles is okay, because the Deagles can still find an opening up against, you know, those AKs. And if you found that opening and were able to get the guns, then you're in a great spot to still continue defending. I think if you go all 5-7s, you're maybe better off sort of kind of gamble stacking on either A or B, and then saving and perhaps, you know, doing it again or something aggressive in your second would-be force round there. But it looks like FlipSid still, well, surviving until that Twist bringing down World Edit. So now 4 on 4.
It's not gone too bad for Team Property. If they can get themselves another couple of frags, they've got a real chance at clutching this round out. 48 seconds though, and now the bomb is being forced onto B. Here come the smokes. And also the push from FlipSid. Benji at the back of site though. They lined up for some extent. It's a beautiful one-shot tap that he got onto Dabkos, but he falls down. And so does Twist. So FlipSid will get the bomb planted, and they should secure their second round. And part of me would like to see Property just save these 5-7s with the Deagle and also the Kevlar, because they can come back in round 3 and potentially cause an upset there.
Alright, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's where even like one player going down when you have a force is almost, as a CT, enough to say let's just save and try to extend this money and this equipment value into that second round and have another shot. Because then at that point you're like, well, 4th round we're gonna buy no matter what, so it doesn't really matter what we do in our second force buy. So a Deagle and 5-7 to survive, able to maybe inflict some more pain here onto FlipSid. They save what, 2 AKs and then MP7, so Dabcost and World Edit being forced to rebuy. I wonder if World Edit even will. Or will he try to pull out the op? No, he'll go for the cheaper Mac-10 some nades. Probably see the op come out in that first rifle round from FlipSid. I would imagine.
Because you run the risk if you go for the op that if they try and like rush through mid or something, you get caught off from the Deagles in the 5-7 PT50 rush. So I like that play. Plus it allows, if the Mac-10 rains in here and gets a couple shots on and a couple frags, you just build that economy even more. So 3 SMGs, in fact 2 SMGs, beg your pardon. Tech 9 is not an SMG, it's just a pistol. It doesn't matter because Markolov just jumping up onto the boost is doing the damage. I guess it is close enough to be impact that still.
Yeah.
And Kaboom is the only player on the CT side to actually claim back a frag of his own. So it's these last 2 players once again in a clutch. Well, make that just send.
Yeah, Kaboom steps on a landmine there on his way over, so it's just Zenda. You know, there's a chance maybe want to try to go for the extreme value and save that armor, but no, he goes in, tries to spam it with that Deagle, is caught out from behind by Bondic. 4 members to survive. Funny enough, it's World Edit who went down, but now 5,300 bucks. Buys his nades and then is left at 43, so Markelov will purchase up that op and I think toss it over. Yes, he does. And all M4s here for Team Property. The World Edit with a really good chance here to just keep opening things up before FlipSid like he did on that pistol round and maybe run away with things.
They could have potentially gone for like a glass cannon or something, but then it would have been sacrificing grenades, and grenades are pretty huge on both sides of cache. So it's, you know, Property respecting the FlipSid T-strats here. There's a smoke to just fend off the main push for now. Twist on top of the sights, jumping over towards quad. FlipSid are just happy to keep themselves locked down here. They've got no pressure on them, still plenty of time on the clock. Just wait for those smokes to dissipate and then start the push through maybe mid, get some information. I have to say that the CT stack is pretty strong across the board. They've got good positions, so it's just going to come down to the raw entry frags here, I've got to feel.
Gonna look at World Edit, so still in A main, waiting for the push. Sees that smoke down and thinking that maybe someone hadn't pushed through. We know that not to be the case. Bendy Molotov away from that vent's position, so he's falling back now as looks like FlipSid. Maybe he's going to pull the trigger here on the A site. Finally, some smokes have gone out. One to the catwalk. Zendo going up. Did he see anything from up there? I don't know. Looks like it was maybe fading. Twist! He's going to go down to the fire. He's completely flashed, and he was burning alive as he tries to run out of quads. So FlipSid able to bully their way onto that site. 4-on-4 though. World Edit down to 1 HP.
Yeah, 4-on-4 scenario though on this retake. No grenades other than a Molotov that was just picked up from Benji, who's fallen down, which is going to make this retake so much harder. No defuse kits as well. And lights out for Team Property. FlipSid, with authority, will pick up this 4th round and take the 4-0 leads. This is already getting to dangerous territory for Property. I don't think my book's going to be able to save this M4. No, he gets picked off from Davkos. Great half here already for FlipSid. It's looking like it's just going to keep building and building, because this will be an eco for Property.
Everyone kind of around that 3K. I don't think... Well, I do see a CZ come out. There's Kevlar and a 5-7 onto Zenda, but I think he had a bit more money to work with. So, yeah, still under 3K overall. I'll call that an eco in CSGO. So, eco for Team Property. And again, just going right into the default setup. I would very much prefer to see them stack or do like a pop flash with some aggression on these rounds. I feel like you have such a low percentage chance if you just sit back and play your defaults.
I agree. It's something we touch upon kind of often, but I guess they have a lot of confidence in their ability to make the PT50s, to make the CZ and 5.7s work. Benji's in a good position here, but that's the issue. That you're always going to come out second best in those scenarios on the PT50. FlipSid, once again, they are asserting their dominance onto that B site. Will be planted. It's all on Berg and Zend. We're going to be looking for the exit frags, maybe. FlipSid, I mean, they started this half incredibly strong. It's going to be 5-0 now. What a shot from Zend, though.
Yeah, Zenda did actually get a little aggressive towards A. Pushed through A main somewhat early in the round. And was able to kind of just go on that walk flank, hit that nice shot, but now he falls. Players in B were kind of at some like close, cheeky angles where you got 1 kill range with these upgraded pistols. Or 1 shot, 1 kill, I should say. Berg trying to hope for some exits, but won't find any there. 5 in a row to FlipSid, but we do have a decent round coming in. Actually, the best round yet for Team Property. They're able to get up that op. Full nades, kits, armor, etc. This will be where they really need to start making a stand for themselves.
Yeah, definitely. And they're running out of opportunities now. They're not going to have too many more rounds like this, so they've got like full assault rifles with an AWP and, you know, a lot of grenades with diffuse kits. They have to make the most of this opportunity. We'll let it very quickly pushing in. They just catch a shoulder, I think that was, of Cabon, who smartly pulls himself back. Again, the FlipSid have been smoked out. We saw last time, they just waited. Bided their time, waited for the smokes to clear, then started to push through with the entries. So Team Property now have to try and fend off this push, and it looks as though it could easily rotate back towards mid. I mean, FlipSid, they haven't shown their hand just yet. They're keeping the CTs guessing.
So this round already 40 seconds off the clock. There it is. Benji going to bring down Blade over in the back of B. Davkos has got himself in here to the back checker, but he's got no support, and Twist going to hit his op shot on the World Edit, so he wins that. op versus op battle. And that was actually an A main, and you can see the bomb down in the scope of Twist. So CT's with all the advantages and the information right now. Bondic, though, has hopped his way off, walking over atop that garage up to Highway. Might be able to do some more damage here, but he'll have to do a lot if they want to try to come back in this round. 2v5 right now. Markelov, though, brings down Berg, so a 2v4. Can he find another? He gets Zenda very, very low. Now Bondic is there to intercept the first player coming up truck. Gets the player into fall, though, being flanked. The boom will bring him down. Twist to fall to Markelov, and just like that, a 2v5 into a 1v1. He's picked up the bomb, but only 16 seconds on the clock. He has to bring it back to A. The boom is here. He'll get into that site. Markelov trying to work it in, trying to run it in. Kaboom hears it. He knows that Markelov's got no time, and he will win it, but way, way closer than that round should have been.
Yeah. And the issue with it being closer than the round should have been is it goes from a 5v2 to a 1-on-1. That means that Property's buy goes from being sort of M4s, maybe even a second op if they're feeling like it, with full grenades, to, yes, they have got full weaponry on the board, but if they lose this or if they lose 4 players again, they will be enforced on 5.7s and for masses with very little grenades, so it could come back to sting them in the end. And even though FlipSid lose that round, they did so admirably, I'd say.
It was the strat. Lose right there as FlipSid reset that bonus of property and then strike back in the 7th round. Obviously, you could not do that unless you were just the most confident individual or 5 individuals in the universe. But that being said, it's still very important for Property to win this because they've lost their bonuses. And still buying up big time here. Everyone under $1,000. Here comes some set smokes onto A. Is this going to telegraph an A take, or are they going to try to use this for a fake? Looks like they might go for a highway heavy approach here. Some players coming over the boost now for FlipSid.
Pretty key push from Zen there. Because the smoke comes over and it's like, are they pushing? He goes into main to play way back. And that pretty much finalizes that, nope, they're not pushing just yet. But still, the pressure hasn't been alleviated just yet. It's about to be applied once more. Zend on forklift can hear noise to his right-hand side. Sees Blade running through that flash. Wrecks Blade. And the frags are coming in for the Swedes. They are getting the kill. Zed with another one onto Bondic. Looking back towards main. There's a player on his left-hand side. That's Blade. He's doing such a good job here, Zend. 3 frags. He could very well peek to get his 4th. Will let it. Last remaining player is picked up from Berg. Great hold from Property. And again, that was just what they were looking for, to build that momentum up.
FlipSid seemed a little bit sluggish there after throwing those smokes. Like, you throw those set smokes over to A. Maybe it's because a Property member peeked into A main and spotted them that it changed their ideas. I thought maybe throwing those smokes into A forces CT rotations into the site, and then you just funnel like 2 or 3 people over that boost, since mid is probably cleared up a little bit for FlipSid, but they didn't really do any of that. They just tried to work their way out, and some big individual plays there on the defense from Property hold on to that A site. So now FlipSid, we see them. Well, actually kind of forcing up a bit here. Tech9 and a Galil going out for Davcost and Blade. Bomb is down, though, and it looks like they are trying to play a default sort of pick and roll here in round 8. And there it is. World at it with the pick.
Zend maybe done that one too many times. He's consistently been peeking main, so eventually it's going to be World at it on the receiving end. But he has been taken out from Twist. He goes for that re-peek. I don't think World at it was expecting that. So the early pick has been pretty much nullified. And Property once more, just going to stack 2 players on either side. They are going to leave mid open, but that's okay for me just yet. Just now, I should say. FlipSid, again, they're just going to use every second. They're not just rushing in. That Molotov's going to be put onto quad, but I'm a bit confused as to why you throw that in, because they don't follow it up instantly, so it's pretty much wasted. Maybe trying to maneuver Property's defense into a position that gives them more advantages. That seems to be the case right now, but Bondic, he doesn't get the frag there. Blade was picked off as he tries to plant. It's down to a 2-on-2. Both CTs coming from truck. 24 seconds, and that bomb is starting to get planted on the site.
Berg actually stopped the first attempt at the plant. He was dancing around those Molotovs, still hiding behind that smoke that was put there by FlipSid. He delayed that bomb plant. Twist coming in, picking up another double. 4K on the round for Twist. In the 3rd round in a row here for Team Property. And it does seem like FlipSid is pretty slow to follow up behind their grenades and their Molotovs. Not the first time we've really seen that from them.
That's the problem. Like, I constantly get on teams and players about this, that if you throw a flash or a Molotov in, it needs to have a purpose behind it. Now, I think originally the idea was to try and draw out the player on quad for the push, but they were 2 or 3 seconds too late, in my opinion. If they had gone in a bit earlier, that Molotov would have had a lot more relevance. They could have known that the player was on NPK spot, or Bialy, whatever you want to call it.
I call it fence.
Fence. There you go. So, yeah, it did seem a tiny bit sluggish from FlipSid, and now they are on an eco.
Benji picking up that op as well. And I must admit, I'm not very familiar with Kaboom or Bendy coming in for this team. I haven't really seen a lot of property since they were with Schneider and Devilwalk. But still looking pretty solid, able to fight back into this one, about to tie it back up. For a second. FlipSid might run away with this, but let's see, a couple dings coming out. Some players over here towards B getting low, but will hold on. On 1 HP, 17 and 25. So only one player going down on the round. That's really, really good here for the CT side, because that round 8 was costly. They only lived with 2 people. Now living with 4, start to build up that money. And now finally for FlipSid, going to get a full round world edit back on that op and 4 AKs with a ton of nades to work with.
Yeah, this has given Property a chance. It's given them some foundations to work on, but they have to keep this going, because, you know, all things considered, FlipSid still with a round advantage on the T side of cash. And if they then start to go on a tear again and break the economy of Property, they could be finishing this half very confidently. So Property aren't out of the woods just yet. They have to keep putting one foot in front of the other.
Look at this 1-4-0 setup for Property.
Very ballsy, I've got to say.
Not even like one of those players in mid up towards the vent so they could rotate to B. Maybe by breaking it, they're trying to like fake that they are. And Davcost, he was looking towards B, but wasn't adventurous enough to peek in and realize that it was completely open. And now Berg is actually in a position under this boost where he can either maintain mid control or rotate to B quickly. Although that might not matter. We can see FlipSid now with 50 seconds trying to work it in through A main. Davcost coming over the boost right now. Will he be caught off guard by Berg? He's only going as a one-man mission out towards middle.
And just waiting. The flashbangs are coming in, but one of those flashes did connect onto the terrace. That's going to keep him in position for a few more seconds. Twist now, and a good position. Goes for that flick shot. I think he caught it through the wall, so it's just going to be an assist rather than the outright frag. And FlipSid, they have first onto the site, but there's Kabum to connect the headshot onto Bondik. Will let it meanwhile answers back. And wow. Benji from the truck. Very fast reactionary shot. 15 seconds. Davcost will be getting that plant down, and that's going to allow Benji the opportunity to start to push in. AK against AWP, though, you feel like the AK should come out ahead. As long as Davcost plays this one correctly and doesn't peek the AWPer. Benji is caught and gets picked off. FlipSid are 6-4 ahead now, but my goodness, that was a close round.
It's pretty difficult actually approaching on that side on the retake, because you generally like, oh, a box. Opper's got a 50-50, right? Watch left, watch right. But in that case, you can jump up, so it's kind of splits it into like 33%, right? Like left, right, or it could come up top. So that was kind of difficult. And well, Davcost will win it out, get another one. That was 4 rounds in a row for Property. FlipSid now able to fight back here. So into round 11 we will go. World Edit with an op, Twist with an op. Bendy, we've also seen with the op, quite skilled, but as a result now a bit broke. So he'll be relegated down to that 5-7, and Twist going for that aggressive peak. World Edit, man. He's being fed right now.
Yeah, he really is. And I've got a question. Team Property continually, a little bit of a dirt flash there from Zend, continually peeking that, because Twist has done it and he's been killed a couple times. So is Zend, and we'll let it from that position. I think he's picked up 3 or 4 frags from just hiding on main. Like, he's just going to continually stay here. I can understand that Property want to get information, but it's way too costly. It's not worth it.
So a man down early. That was just Twist, and his gun was recovered. So Bendy is able to pick up that up. Let's see what Berg is going to be. Kill jump peak. So at least he makes the shot very, very hard to hit, and he grabs some information for it. Able to fall back over to truck. Terrace controlling mid right now. We do have a player in B. That's Kaboom. In Z is Berg. He's just been smoked off. Highway, Zenda, and back in that quad is Bendy. Still watching on that A site. So let's see what the Terrace want to do. Can Berg maybe backstab this? No, he'll even... Is he going to give it up? Oh, it's a bit of a fake here. They have gone off towards B through the vents. Bendy can bring down Blade. He was one player lurking in towards Highway. Berg's going to get the smoke, get into headshot. Did his teammate shoot him there for a second? Doesn't matter now, though, as Zenda through the gap in the smoke gets 3.
Nice hold. from Zender and the CTs. Very nicely done. Pick up the AWP as well, so it's going to be a double AWP set up here. But again, it's the issue, it's the curse of the CTs, that even when you win rounds, if you're only just scraping by, it's not going to be fantastic, and economically speaking. FlipSid, very much in a similar position as well. A Deagle on Davcost and a P250 on World Edit. That's all they have, so I'm expecting to see a pretty aggressive push here. But they've dropped the bomb, so it's not going to be a rush in just yet. They're looking for the picks with that Deagle. A lot of pressure on Davcost's shoulders.
Oh, what do you know? Someone's going aggressive again. This time it's Zenda, but just up against the pistols, he'll fare a little bit better. He gets one. Actually, Kaboom gets aggressive out towards the B halls as well. He finds Davcon, so he's pushing on that flank. Might not be needed, though. Berger from Forklift going to bring down 2. Can it be a third? No, Bendy will do that with the 5-7. So 6-6. So already, this is at the very worst for one of these sides. A 9-6 half on cash. Pretty acceptable for either party.
Agreed. Yeah, for sure. I think Property, though, will be more disappointed. Well, the CTs will be more disappointed if they finish the half on 6 rounds, let's put it that way. And I think the reason why they went for that main push again there is because they realised it was an eco round, and it's important to get the info, especially if it's like a full eco from FlipSid, because if they just rush B, you need to know that as soon as possible. He's gone in again here with Cold Flash, and yes, he's got a kill, but he gets traded out, and that will favour the terrorists. I can't repeat myself here, but Property, please.
Yo, Zenda will not be denied, right? Bendy and Berg finding those frags, though, and maybe making up for it. Berg flashed, able to retreat back into that smoke on the other side of that forklift. Another flash going in. He'll nade up that default World Edit, though, hitting the shots. Getting in close, jumping up, gets twisted as he tries to come over on the catwalk as well. World Edit, 4 kills. 1 more will make it the ace, and he's in a 1v1 here. Kaboom gonna be spotting him. And again at the shot. World Edit's ace is denied. Oh, and the BM.
The stabby.
Yeah, gets stabbed in the face, World Edit.
You feel he felt good about that frag, Cabo. 14-6, by the way. Best stats on the server. Joint most frags with World Edit, who pulled off
He's playing B too, which means like he's getting all these on rotation and retakes.
Exactly. So it's doubly impressive, really, in that sense. Another eco for FlipSid. So Property, they have weathered the storm. They started 5-0 deficit, but all credit to them. They somehow dragged themselves into a lead.
Yeah, how sick was that, though? World Edit also 14 frags. That last 1v1 coming down to the 2 top fraggers on the server. And, you know, hyping it up with that, you know, that 1v1 wasn't actually that insane, but the fact that World Edit almost aced that round surely was. Bomb going down in default. Hey, look who's on the rotation to find some frags here. It's Kaboom, and that's it. Going to be Property winning the half, at least with 8 rounds.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, so 8-6. With that eco, FlipSid will be able to buy up, and it'll be a healthy buy as well, with an AWP in the hands of World Edit, and why the hell not after that very close, sick clutch ace, I believe it would have been, with AK-47s to support him. Let's see FlipSid. They haven't really like aggressively gone B too many times, so I'm not sure if that's a case of being very aware and respectful of Kaboom's presence there. But again, it will be this split over towards A and mid. They haven't gone for too many set pieces as well, I must say. Like stacking at the back of A and throwing over loads of smokes and twist. Gets the first frag for Property, and it is World Edit, so that's a denting blow to FlipSid.
Yeah, Team Property initially spread out for the 1-3-1 with the ops anchoring the bomb sites A and B. They have since pulled it back a little bit since it turned into the 4v4. Berg has been pushed up here. This time going to the opposite side, not under boost. He did lose a duel in a round previous. Kaboom, though, finding Bondic. They've moved him around a bit. He's now playing middle. Going to be smoked off. But a man down for FlipSid, and now time getting low. And Berg in a really good spot. He's just walked through the smoke. He knows that Blade is right there. He actually could have just walked around Blade and really backstabs the people, but he'll take this shot, just get them to 4v2. Markelov, though, will punish him for it and twist there on that trade. So Davkos now alone in this 1v3.
Yeah, the player that came in for Simple is, well, in a 1v3. He's picked up the first frag. Tech 9 rushing through with the Tech 9 rather than the AK-47. Is going to get spotted from Kaboom, and that was just pure timing. 19 for 6. He finishes, and Team Property on 9 rounds. So I got to say, you know, big Massive
What a
amounts of
comeback.
respect to them for coming back from that 5-0. They looked like they were potentially dead and buried, you know, at that stage, but a great comeback for them.
Yeah, it looked like a case of perhaps FlipSid just being like the uncontested king of the group. But after going down 5, Property win the half 9-6, so limiting FlipSid to 1 round at that point. And now we're going to flip things around. We'll see how Property's T side is going to work out based on what we saw, just the unrelenting aggression. Zenda not being able to realize that he wasn't going to outpeak World Edit, always going aggressive A main. You'd think, based on that the T side for them maybe would be a bit better if they want to be getting in people's faces and hitting those entry shots.
That's true, yeah. Maybe the aggressive nature of their CT side is going to prove to be very effective on the T side as well. But I've got to say that on FlipSid, they have players that are very good at holding positions. For example, World Edit is fantastic at this. So again, it kind of plays into his strengths as well. But here we go. That smoke is going to stop Property for now. The flash in. They just tapping, but he can't see anything. That flash was perfect. Zen is going to get the frag of the Bondic, who was up on the boost. And Property just crush through. They just crunch onto A, get the bomb planted. Good luck, FlipSid, on retaking this side.
How funny is that? That smoke, that set smoke to just hop right up in there and block A main completely backfires because you smoke it, you have to look at it. And then the pop flash Property, you know, went into A sneaky, beaky-like, and had that pop flash that then came through the smoke. They were so blind. And Property just stormed through this pistol round.
Great
and
round for
Bondic missed
Property.
like an entire mag of P250 bullets.
Yes, sir. Yeah, up on the boost. Well, not he wasn't fully on the
Nah,
boost.
he was just
like on
on,
the little
like-
barrels.
Yeah, Toxic 2 or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate there for FlipSid, but Property are going to be forcing through. Benji with just a Tech 9. I say just a Tech 9, it's still extremely potent
Just,
in the right hands.
you know, the most broken gun of the game. It's no big deal.
Ooh, Markelov is in the smoke. He could get himself a frag. One-range execution onto Zen. He's still somehow alive. Finally gets taken down to his knees, and Property have the player advantage, soon to become 2, unless Davkos can just about scurry away. In fact, he goes back in for seconds. They're not going to expect that push, but no one was peeking out. And Davkos will fight the dust. Bondic with a nice frag onto Ferguson for a second.
Making
Dinks
up for
and
last
finishes
round.
him off. Very nice. And yeah, making amends somewhat for that last round. Somehow escapes with 9 HP. 2-on-2 scenario with a minute to play it.
Yeah, well, they get Bondic to scurry off towards that A site. Maybe they're hoping the other player was there as well. We know that World Edit's actually posted up here in B. But Property switching gears through those vents. Let's see, Kaboom is going to get caught off guard. Jumping in and will bring down World Edit. But Bondic is already there from upstairs. Headshot onto Kaboom. Twist, though. I mean, big advantage here. Weaponry, HP, everything. And now the bomb going down. So time ticking in that terrorist favor. Bondic, though, if he can't get close enough, he can make this in one shot. But no, Twist will catch him from the side.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Bondic. He had to go in close range because, as you said, everything was stacked against him. HP, weaponry, if he can get close to P250, can potentially cause the upset. So I understand this play, it just didn't pay off today. Still, FlipSid did a pretty good job. They took 4 weapons away from Property. It was a very close round for the Swedes, but they still do edge ahead 11-6 now. FlipSid will be biding their time, looking to buy up in the 19th round with an AWP, I'd imagine, on World Edit.
Alright, well, we got some aggression here from FlipSid, pushing a middle with just these pistols. We got this Molotov coming out for sandbags. And, well, Blade. Hey, how nice. He got some free cremation services. Davkos, though.
Wow.
Whoa, with that USP. Even able to hit that player at such a weird angle, kind of still on those pipes after dropping down. So that was a nice 2K, but 3-on-2 right now. We'll see if F3 can get themselves any guns. Maybe another exit frag here. They've got a lot of time to kind of wait. Twist gonna get dinked.
Not finished off, though. And he knows what the last player is, because it was World Edit that dinked him in the first place. Just the USP on him. He's saving up for that AWP, so that leaves him a bit weak. And Property do get the 12-6. World Edit has more than enough to get this AWP, and I'm curious to see where he runs with it. In actual fact, what I wasn't expecting is a double AWP setup for FlipSid. So the plot thickens there for them. I'd imagine that at least one of these will go mid, and the other one potentially like fast on B, depending on the spawns. Like have a quick peek on B.
It's always hard
Let's
to
have a
tell in cache. Like you can do mid A, A B, or mid B.
Yeah, it's going to be mid B,
Kind of the op setups, yeah.
where they put their orbs.
Well, good place to put them because that's where the early aggression from property is. Oh my gosh! But the nade comes in. You can't op a grenade. Markelov though playing up on that sight box. See that a lot these days. Throws in that flash, but Zenda was in front of it, so he will not be blind. And the smokes go down here to hold on to the site. Kaboom still getting fragged. Now bomb going down. Oh my gosh! Kaboom, another one here. Twist just gonna walk through that smoke. Bonic though waiting for him as he's gonna try to come in through the vents. He's been spotted though. Probably death cammed as well that he's coming in through the vents. He knows that he's got no chance. He'll back off, play his hand somewhere else. Exit fragger, perhaps just save.
Yep, looking to save. Kaboom 24-7. And he has just been picked off, so curse of the commentator is rife. Bondic, though, has found out the hard way that 1v2 is going to be rough for him to clutch. I say that, but actually, he's got 2, and he knows where the final player is. So he's doing a lot of damage towards property, who aren't exactly in the healthiest position when it comes to economy. They will be able to buy back up again, but it's not going to be great. Let's go back to the point you made. It would be pretty awesome, right, if you could AWP grenades in midair. Like,
yeah,
just
it would.
blow a grenade up as soon as it leaves someone's hand and, like, you know, splash damage them in the face.
And then you'd have all the threads on Reddit like, I hopped a guy through a grenade and it didn't kill him. Or the guy'd be throwing a grenade, you'd shoot it, it would blow up over his teammates, and he'd kill 3 of his teammates and then get kicked from MM.
The epic troll, though.
Yeah, that'd be epic. So, while still not quite rifle, just Bonic with that 1 and 4 trying to hold on. Twist though moving forward, gets 1, a little bit of damage. Oh, if he had thrown that into the snacks corner there, might have actually been able to bring down Roll Edit as, you know, unarmored. That nade should have done more than 56. But still, easy one for Property to walk through, and Property gonna get 5 in a row, starting off their T side. So very similar to what FlipSid did in the first half, but will FlipSid be able to mount that comeback now? That's the determining factor, and it's the same situation, but it's a bit different because now you look at the scoreboard and you're like, Property's got 14, and that could maybe affect the way you approach the game as FlipSid.
Yeah, it could. You don't want to get too down on yourself, though. And these guys, you know, by and large, they're very experienced players. I don't think they'll let the situation get the upper hand on them. But there's no doubting that they're running out of time. They simply have to win this round for me. If they don't win this, the game's pretty much done. So, and they're going to know it as well. The pressure is going to be so hard on them at this point. Property have looked fantastic on their T side. There's another flashbang. Very quick peek, catching FlipSid off guard. And just like that, became that much more vulnerable. 2 more frags come in for Team Property. 4-on-2. And World Edit and Markelov have a really difficult situation stacked against them. Bomb will be planted on A.
So this is tough. We actually did see FlipSid on the terrace. Oh, kaboom! Blowing up his teammate. And what do you know? 2v5, suddenly 2v2. What is happening here? Well, a team kill, I guess, is what, but okay, Kaboom making up for it. And this guy, I've not seen him play until this day. He's pretty nuts.
Yeah, sublime player. And Markelov has to save. So, the situation for FlipSid is 9 rounds consecutively to take it to overtime or bust. And, well, they had a close game against the Lions yesterday. So far from the most confident of placement tournaments thus far, and their economy as well isn't necessarily going to help them out in their endeavours to get the next 9 rounds. FAMAS on Blade, there's going to be no AWP on their side. It's going to be 2 FAMASs and 3 assault rifles, and a pause has came in. What do you reckon, tactical?
I would hope so. If you're having technical issues at this point, you might as well just, whatever, throw in the towel. Oh, okay, there it is. That doesn't seem necessary. For Dav Cost, yeah, he is up there, 350 ping for him. I was actually going to look at the odds. They're actually not as skewed as I thought they might be. FlipSid just with 59% and Property there at 41. But obviously still a bit to be won for any of those people that had those bets onto Property. And perhaps as a result of those bets, we've got Tafkos internet getting wrecked. Maybe just ISP trouble.
I feel like a lot of people, though, and this is no disrespect to FlipSid, because they are strong players, but as soon as Simple left the team, there definitely was a big gap that was left there. And Davkost, he's a solid player. You know, he's been performing pretty consistently over the last couple of days. He's 11 for 18 now, which is not the greatest scoreline, but then again, no one on his team is necessarily doing fantastically well on scoreline. So I think a lot of people certainly reflected that in their bets. Flip side, with Simple, I think they would have been heavy favourites to win this game. I don't think
that's true.
there's any doubting that. But Property, like, all credit to them, man. They have came out right from the start. They lost the first 5 rounds, but since then, it has been so one-sided. I mean, since then, geez, I didn't even realise this. Since the 5th round,
The big streak.
there's only one that was picked up by Flipside.
Yep. And the streak is what? There's 5 to close it out, and we got 6 on this side of things, so 11
Yeah.
rounds in a row for Property.
So in the last 16 rounds, Flipside have won 1, Property won 15.
Kaboom if he gets a triple, or maybe they lose a couple rounds. Not on purpose or anything. Kaboom could drop a 30 bomb. He's got 27 frags. He's way out front.
Yeah, and he has been leading from the front pretty much from the first few rounds as well. Even when his team was losing, he was still bagging himself frags. So it's just been sensational play from them. Apparently, still trying to fix the issues here on Flipside, so we're going to be paused for a few more moments.
Yeah. I actually thought, let's go back to the tail end of the regular season for the CEVO MLG Pro League Season 7, where Elite, started as Property, turned into Elite. I was like, they're going to be the next great team. They had, it was Twist, Palf, Zenda, Schneider, and Devilwalk, so like 2 players that had won a major. Granted, it was the first major ever, so maybe put like a little earmark next to that. But still, fantastic players, some young talent. They were looking super good. I was like a little heartbroken when I saw that it all kind of exploded, and I wasn't sure what to expect from this version of Property, but, right back on the hype train, honestly, after seeing this match. Sure, it's kind of against, like, maybe a slightly downtrodden Flipside who've lost their star player. But like you said, Davcost is pretty capable as well.
He is, and this performance has been very, very, promising from them. And I would definitely jump aboard that hype train. I'd be interested to see how they do the rest of the tournament as well, though. I don't know what just happened there during the CT side.
Are they going to play 4v4 the last round?
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't think the stream sync in game. So Twist switched teams on accident, or just typed kill. No, killing console's disabled on our servers.
Now he's left.
So yeah, it's 4v4 right now. They could just, that would actually, that'd be advantage to the T side, I suppose. Starting 4v4, they could promise not to rush something. Maybe that would even it out. No rush agreement. 15. We're back to StarCraft days. If you were a scrub at StarCraft, that is. Shots fired. Oh, he's back and alive. He's been reincarnated. You can see his dead body. There's like a Molotov and guns down still. That's funny.
He's having a nice nap on the ground. Actually, looks quite comfortable.
Wait, I wonder if he. I guess did he already have those? I'm trying to think if this is like exploitable. Like, did he join the server, get his old money back, and then like his items were still on the ground? Could be next level. I don't think so.
He has rejoined and got an AWP, so I guess it.
Yeah, I think they just they have won the last 6 rounds, so they are kind of rich.
Go play. Oh, okay. So we're going to be playing this 4v5. I think Flipside are pretty much thrown in the towel.
Yeah. So at this point, I'd be like, yo, maybe Twist DCs and we actually do the 4v4 if I was Flipside, but I don't know. Flipside probably out of it right now anyways. Just kind of frustrated. Frustrated not only just because of the way the match has gone, but then also with Davcost having those ISP issues. So here we go.
Yeah. Far from ideal, but who knows? Maybe the CT's come out a pretty special comeback. It's going to have to be right now. They've already lost, 3 players, I guess you could say. Bondik and Markolov, the last 2 remaining, to somewhat salvage this. Nice spray control from Bondik, just tapping. There's the 3rd as well. Oh my goodness, Bondik, hello.
That's up to Berg, who's actually the 6th man of Property. That's something we didn't even touch on. I'm not exactly sure what Berg's doing with the team. I know we played on it before, was out for Devil Walk. Now he's kind of back, but we were expecting Dumas to show up. Also, Flipside just won that round 4v5.
Pretty sick round from Bondik, though, with 4 frags. Pretty nice. But yeah, it's still 4v5, so I mean, flip side. Can you? Can you just imagine if they pulled back this like next 8 rounds with 4 players?
Come back at the century.
Pretty much.
So Molotov's into the checker room to try to clear it out. Twist still up on that boost. He's in a good position to catch out World Edit. Oh, in a very good position. Caught World Edit running backwards with the USB out and actually did tag him. But now World Edit going to give him that repeat. Bendy will come over with the AK to finish him off. He's very low. Berg hitting Markolov as well. Blade still trying to fight. And now 5-on-2. They almost won one flip side, but that was thanks to Kaboom also killing one of his teammates. And now Bondik, he had a great last round, but a 1v5 got to be a bit much to ask. And there it is. Property will take it 16-7. A bit of a damper at the end, having them play with 4 people, but I don't think the result would have been dramatically different from the 16-7.
Yeah, I agree. And that puts Property in good shape as well. I don't believe they played yesterday, so they're now joint top with FlipSid at the top of the group. LQQ, MPP, less QQ, more Pew Pew. I'm very interested to see what those guys are like. I've never heard of them before, actually.
Let me click on them and see who they even are. Oh, dude, that's Crystal, Palf.
Oh, okay.
And 2 other players, Barbar. I wonder if that's a... Wait, was it? I'm trying to think of Flight of the Conchords. I think it was Bra Bra was the name. Thought that was maybe a reference to the show. But and Wenton. So they actually still need to put a 5th player on the roster, which would explain why we haven't seen them play yet. But, I mean, Palf, who was obviously on the Elite/Property roster, and Crystal, who is a really solid opper. That could be a pretty scary team.
It certainly could be. So who knows? Maybe FlipSid are gonna, continually struggle in this group stage. Not too sure, but good win for Property and a very comfortable one in the end as well. After going 5-0 behind.
Yeah, that was crazy. So next series coming up, best of 1 coming up here. Going into Group C, it'll be Pitter versus Publicler coming up next here. So stay tuned to mlg.tv/playcevo here for the CEVO MLG Season 8 Pro Placement matches. I'm Helium. Joining me is Metuz, and we'll be back in just a little bit. So stay tuned.